What's cracking, guys? Welcome back to yet again another episode of the Honda Recap. Thank you for joining me yet again for Monday nights. How's it going, guys? I got some cool stuff to talk about. I got a fun topic, throwing it your way. Let's get in this. What's cracking, guys? Welcome back to yet again another episode of the Honda Recap. Thanks for stopping by another Monday night. If this is your first time, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, and that bell so you're notified every Monday night at 6 p.m. West Coast time when this comes out. So we can sit down here, talk Hondas, talk a little bit of topics, go over what's been going on in the world of YouTube here in the past week, and go over some channels and then go over some questions and things like that. So thank you everybody in Premiere who's hanging out. How are you all doing? How was your weekend? What have you guys done with your vehicles this past weekend? Last week, I think I asked you guys, what do you guys think should happen? What do you think in 10 to 15 years or plus? What do you guys think should carry on? What should be the halo car? What do you think we should remember of Honda? So I figured right off the bat I should go over some of you guys that have answered. Thank you to all the guys that have. Let's get into this right here. We've got a long one here from Sideways G. Pretty sure I got an email from you. Apologies for not responding, but I will now that I just remembered. So we're going to kick this off with, I think the market will do enough to let people know what was good. 80s and 90s, even early 2000s Hondas, S2000s were obviously haven't dropped, and I've noticed recently the RSX are still around the same price I bought mine for 8 years ago. It's kind of true. It's kind of true. Everything popular from that golden era is bound to go up in price. Agreed. Which itself will make people luster after those models. Yes. It's like how some of us wish we could afford to buy and build 240Zs, 510s. Love a 510, dude. Oh my God. Or something like that today. My opinion of the ultimate golden era Honda, though, EG hatch. Okay. It's the most versatile as far as what purpose it can be modded for, and it's the one that I feel most Honda enthusiasts are familiar with, whether you've owned one or not. CRX is a close second, even though I feel it will be a bit more expensive to get into down the line. Yeah, man, you guys are really pushing my reading comprehension, dude, and I'm trying to do this on the fly right now. Crazy. But I agree with you. The EG hatch is probably one of the most iconic vehiculars we can get out of the 90s Hondas. I don't know why. Obviously, it still just has the front end from the 92 to 95, the bubble, and then you could do so much to it. You know, so much aftermarket support from from rice to nice, straight up. I think the EG hatch is probably one of the most iconic, and you hit the nail right on the head. The CRX would be a very close second, if not above that one. I want to throw this one in here too. Honda Hot Wheels. How is Keep Gunnin' not on your vlog? Oh, hey man, I talk about Aki a lot, and obviously he's building Kobe right now. It's going to be one of the craziest giveaway vehicles going on right now in Super Street, one of the most amazing, well-together builds, probably documented, at least on YouTube for the most part. I will give him that. I will give him that. I've talked about him a couple times, and a lot of people throw Keep Gunnin' out there for sure. So apologies for not giving more coverage, but respect is there. Awesome Sauce TV. The 5th Gen Civic should always be remembered. Think about it. You need the subframes from the 5th Gen Civic to run K-swaps. 5th Gen Civics get the 4-wheel drive swaps, and they slay. The 5th Gen hatch is still over 3K. You can swap a Gen 1 B16, Gen 2, single cam, single jingle, K20, K24, and soon the L15B. It's the modern day VW Bug. I can see that, actually. You'll catch so many of these cars pushing over 300,000 miles and still on the streets. It's true. It's an amazing chassis. Suspension alone, bushings alone have gone so far. Like, imagine the thought process of Honda in the 90s and what they put into just the rubber that made, like, LCAs, upper, lower, rear trailing arms. Like, they're still on the road 300,000 miles. Sure, they're probably clapped out. They're not the best they've ever been. But we can't deny the fact that, you know what? With a little bouncy ride, they're still on the road and they'll still cut. All right, next up we got Old School. In the future, I'd tell people on how Honda's golden age was started in the late 1980s with the EF chassis and then topped it off in the late 90s with the Integra Type R. True. I will also tell them about Honda Tech forums and how popular it was in the 2000s. Cheers, Robs. Honda Tech was one of the biggest pinnacles in Honda history, in my opinion. Sure, there was NWP, but at the same time, Honda Tech really drove the forum community. It was really the only place we had where everyone can kind of meet up, discuss topics. It got trolly, but so did all forums, right? So it definitely was something that we need to remember, and I'm really happy that it is one thing that hasn't been lost. Now that we talk about it, you know, Honda Tech might be something worth going and trying to, like, you know, I think it's made with PHBB. I think it might actually be worth like going and downloading the entire forum and just being like, cool, we need this for the archive somewhere. All right, guys, with that said, thank you for chiming in. Let me know what you guys think in the future. So appreciate that, guys. I wanted to talk about something today, and I actually had, you know, I go through Instagram voice messages and stuff like that with a lot of my friends, and one of them specifically is DJ, aka Bushido Detail. If you ever need a detail here in the Bay Area, I believe the guy is mobile. Definitely check him out right here. I'll put his info, Bushido Detail, legitimate services. You got my word on that. Anyways, we went back and forth talking about the new Nissan Z, you know, and we're like, did we like it? Did we not like it? He started to like it. I started to didn't like it. But then we started having more discussions. And obviously I'm going to talk about Zs right now, but or other cars and stuff like that. But I'll bring this back full circle and you guys will understand. Essentially what we were talking about is, why would they do this? And I started to feel that a lot of these companies that are coming out right now are really just giving enthusiasts on the low key a box full of parts. Now, it's really hard for me to believe that in another 2 or 3 years, no one's going to take the motor, transmission, or drivetrain, whatever they can salvage out of the new Z, and put it into an S13, S14, S15, an FD at this point. You know what I mean? Like, people are going to take all the new emission stuff, all the new engine, the components, the hot wiring, and they're going to put it into the older vehicles, because that's where we are, right? The late 30 to 40-year-old enthusiasts that are out there still modding cars, we're going to want that new technology. Not because we like the new technology, but just because, like, our brains are now wired to, like, how do we get the newest of the new into the oldest of the old? Because now we've transcended, like, wanting to be low or wanting to go a different route. Now we kind of want to go technology. You know how sick it would be to have a 2021 engine and drivetrain into like a 96 platform with the OEM dash, with all the harness working, super new technology mating to older technology and working flawlessly. That in itself is an art form, and I think that's where we are as enthusiasts, right? And so that really changed the conversation, where we were just like, yo, why would Nissan want to do this, right? Why wouldn't they want to just keep pushing the supercar route with the GTR, right? We've had the R32, 33, 34, and 35, and to move forward, I came out of nowhere and I was like, yo, what could Nissan do, right? How could Nissan top Godzilla? We've got people buying the car, now modding the car. It's been out a long time, 12, 13 plus, 100 horsepower to the wheels, and making it, right? Not blowing up, some of them do, but having a good time, right? Then we got Sheepy out there doing twin turbo R8s, Huracans, making 1,600 horsepower. From Nissan's perspective, what were they thinking? Like, yo, how do we top an R35? You know how much money that was? You know how much technology that was? How do we top that? I really think the logical way to go about it was, yo, we need to bring back the smaller market, right? Like something to compete with the Miata, the ND. The ND turned into the RF, and now we have the ND2, and now the Z is coming out, keeping the manual transmission. The Miata never left the manual transmission, so the spirited tuner life is still there. It's still alive, and it's still kicking, ready to go. So that led me to believe, now if we look at Honda, Honda now has the Type R, obviously, FK8 Type R. Now we have the 2021 version, upgraded cooling, upgraded brakes, upgraded a little bit of the aero, ducting and stuff like that. Like, they've improved it, but I really start to feel that I don't know if Honda can do anything better. Obviously they can, I'm a fanboy, but as far as technology and what they're gonna give to the consumer level, I realized that when the FK8 was delivered to us, you could get the engine now as a crate motor, because they're like, yo, we've reached the pinnacle. We've got a pinnacle-ass legendary vehicle right here. Here is the engine. Later, they said, hey, you can buy a track-ready car. Caged, ready to go, all ready to go. You can buy that now. So that started to make me think, like, oh, so the FK8 is the Type R. They put all their technology, all their bells and whistles, all the elbow grease that they've acquired. Here is the latest thing we can produce for you right now. And now we're going to just separate all the bits and pieces and sell them to you. That is, whether we want to say it or not, that is our Godzilla, okay? That is our GTR. That is our whatever you call it. The FK8 Civic Type R is the top of the top that we get right now in Honda, and I'm pretty proud of that. Here's where I'm at, though, and this is my question to you guys. What is our new Z? Where do you think Honda is going to try to go? Because they can't keep going higher. They need to kind of go sideways a bit, right? Sideways a bit. And that's where I think the FK7 is that car. I think the Civic hatch turbo is our way to go right now. It's half the price of the FK8. You can get bigger turbos, downpipes, exhausts, wastegates. You can put all the little mods you want on it. Flash Pro, K Pro, whatever you want to do. Get near 300 horsepower at half the price of an FK8. Sure, you don't have the suspension, the electronic, all that stuff. There's a little differences. Obviously, it's not a Type R. Body style is very similar. I like the hatchback, but for half the price at around 20 to 24K, Jamie, bring that up. But I think that is a bargain for what we're getting, and that is our version of Nissan deciding, hey, let's go not GTR now, let's go back to consumer level, having fun, tuner level status. I think the FK7 is kind of our mid-grade car. That's where we're headed, and I'm really happy about, considering the fact that like the Civic is going to go away, the Fit is going to go away, and all these cars are slowly diminishing. Honda was like, dude, we gave you the Type R. We're losing money on every sale. I think we figured that out now, right? Like, I'm pretty sure Honda isn't making money on Type Rs because they put so much into that. But the FK7s, I think that's where it's at. I think that's where people need to really start thinking about modifying and putting all of their efforts into that chassis, because I think it's going to go a really, really long way. And I'm really happy about that. It's actually a car that I've considered purchasing because I like to mod things. I want to throw things on there, have kind of fun with it. Obviously, I would love to buy a Type R, but the Honda boy in me wants to be like, well, if I buy an FK7 and I can get close to being as fast as the Type R, well, then I did my job of, you know, ever building a 400 or 500 horsepower Honda, and you're out here like competing with like Challengers and Camaros and stuff, you know, because that's like the min-max of the whole community that we have right here, right? So in your guys' opinion, what would be the next best car to buy outside of FK8? I don't want to talk about EGs and EFs and things like that. Of our current lineup, where is the money at? Where's the bargain for price, power, and just usability? I really want to know what you guys think. Do you think Honda is going to do anything past the FK8? Do you think we're going to keep going? I really think after another iteration, the FK8 will no longer be built. It's going to stop. What we have is what we have. If demand goes down, they're not just going to keep making them special order. You're going to have to get what's out there. And I think that's going to drive the price of them up in the next 10 years. So what do you think is going to be the next alternative to being able to get there? Let me know in the comments below. I really want to hear from you guys. So that said, I want to jump into the highlights I found from last week, and I'm going to kick this off with Solar Skate. This is a sick Stealth Soul build. Obviously, he's been going at this a hard minute. Couple motor in, couple motor out, finally getting to the track. Super proud of you, man. Excited to see lap times. Excited to see you put that car through its paces. Check them out, Solar Skate, out there on YouTube. Following that, we've got more projects. I found this guy because I've been kind of looking at fixing up the body of the EF and just, you know, a lot of EF content. So this guy, cool guy right here, he's got an EF restoration he's doing right now. You kind of can see how he's going to attack some dents. You know, he's doing some wet sanding, some Bondo work, just getting the body looking more pristine than it already did look. So shout out to you guys. Really excited for more EF content. Following that, we got Midnight Garage. This is a weird, shorter video. I know a lot of you guys may or may not know of Midnight Garage. There's a lot of other videos out there that he has made. Very exciting. Definitely check it out. It's an awesome channel. But I really was excited to watch this latest video because he found a module that you can put in our older cars that would allow auto lights to kick on. He added a sensor to the windshield. As soon as it got dark, he put his hand over the sensor. Boom, you've got automatic running lights, which is something we don't have in our older cars. We may need it, we may not need it, but I'm really excited that he has it, and he showed us how to easily install it into our car. I thought it was a cool gadget, especially for our early 90s, early 80s Hondas. Following that, we've got Bodhi Vision. I've been worried about this guy, man, but I hit him up. I talked to him. I saw a video come out. I'm really excited. You know what? Life comes out. Man's got a family. Man's had to do some stuff, but you get to watch latest video. He's making some fiberglass fenders for the V8 Accord that he has building on the channel. I'm really excited to see more content coming from the car, and I'm really excited that you're good, your family's good, and you're just living your life, bro. Keep doing it. We miss you, but I'm glad that you're doing well. Following that, we got Garage Built Hondas taking the CRX out for a cruise, hanging out at a meet out there in Texas. I just love these videos because I like seeing people having smiles on their faces, good times, and driving their cars. I can't hate on that, and I'm really excited for the fact that you're just consistently out there. You got that DC2 in the background. I see that a lot, but taking the CRXs out because that is what you love, and that's what I love seeing. So Garage Built Hondas, another awesome video. Next up, we got Chris Sadowski. Wanted to throw this guy out there again. A, because he's pushing out a bunch of content. Seeing a lot more videos out of this guy, which is amazing because I know that's something he's been wanting to do for a very long time. So I really want to support you, man, and so you to know that just like, man, I really want people to go out there and support the guy because he's putting in the hustle. And if you're putting in the hustle, you deserve the respect and you deserve the views that should be coming your way. So definitely check it out. And buy a strut bar, guys. Just buy a strut bar off the guy. He's showing you how he makes them, how they fit, making sure they fit every single chassis before he can actually commit to saying they do. Respect to that. Also, respect to Deadbeat Garage. Yet again, I know I keep bringing these two channels up, but it's because they are putting in the effort right now. There is so much content coming out of Deadbeat Garage. We've got Brevis's DA, we've got the EF, we've got another EF, we've got Junior's cars in the background. They've got a million projects going on, but they're not just collecting them. They're actually putting work and they're just making it happen. So props to these guys, dude. They're just, collaborating a lot, which is awesome. And just seeing that both of them are putting in that effort, man, it's just really awesome to see in the community. Following that, we've got Young Static, who showed you everything you need to know to put a B-Series in your EG. Then runs out in Mexico. Let me tell you, some of the best footage I've seen in a hot minute. Really excited that you're still out there helping people, throwing turbos on, taking it out to the street. Shout out to Red Zone out there in Hawaii that's doing street tunes to make sure everyone's car is solid, running around the streets. So props to you guys, props to Young Static, out there always willing to help somebody. Following that, we got Twisted 717, also in a CRX. You guys might see a bias of where I'm going with content right now. I'm sorry, but man, I'm just really into EF and CRXs right now. My bad, JK. Don't really care. Twisted 717, B17 build, putting down close to 200 wheel horsepower to the wheels. That's what wheel horsepower means. But he found a couple leaks coming out of the gas tank and he was going to take it to the track, but realized, you know what? I really hate to drive this car. I really hate to not drive this car, but I'm okay not driving it, knowing that I got a gas leak. The last thing I want to do is burn my car down. So absolutely make sure to, guys, check this channel out. All right, next up, we also do have Keep Gunnin' Aki out there in New York with the Kobe EK hatch. If you guys haven't been watching the progression of this build, it is one of the most savage, schemed out purple-yellow builds you have seen in a very, very, very long time. I can't really put too many words out there. You guys have to watch this series, so definitely head over to Keep Gunnin's channel. Watch the series. I think he was the #2 article in Super Street. That happened very quickly. Usually it takes a couple weeks before a new article makes it to the top, but man's got a big community, you know what I'm saying? And the Honda community is strong, and regardless how you want to see the vehicle, it is amazing. It's just props to you, man, for building such an awesome car, and on top of building such an awesome car, you just got support of the community, support of different companies, support of everybody else, man. And I'm really happy to know that this build is a Halo car. Obviously, I think personally of the ones that you've built, and always it's going to go to something just other than just for your own personal collection, which is awesome. Definitely go out there and check the Keep Gunnin' channel. All right, last but not least, I wanted to kick this off with Ricer Miata, honorable mention, because him and Tommy, if you guys been following along, awesome channels, Tommy FEI, Ricer Miata, but they are going to go from Connecticut to Florida on Ruckus or Honda Sprees. If you guys have been watching this is really interesting to me, and obviously bigger channels, but definitely check out this new series that's going to come out. Two guys on a Honda Ruckus and a Honda Spree, and basically just Honda parts, are going to try to ride from Connecticut to Florida. Hopefully they actually make it, but I really love the fact that they're going to be riding Ruckuses, so definitely hit those guys up. Check the channels out if you haven't. Hit the subscribe button to all the channels that I've talked about in this and all recaps, guys. Everyone deserves the support. If you're watching me, definitely go over and give these guys a follow. Thank you so much for doing so. But with that, guys said, thank you for tuning in for this episode of the Honda Recap. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up and that bell so you're notified every Monday night when this comes out, 6 p.m. West Coast time. Thank you guys for tuning in. Head over to HondaVlogs.com/shop. Pick yourself up a hoodie, sticker, a shirt, anything else you guys want to support the channel. I super appreciate all of those people who have already and everybody that will in the future. Thanks for tuning in for another week, guys. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.